Hey everybody, today we're going to talk about what you can put in your day pack that you might carry with you on all sorts of adventures that would help you survive if you had to spend the night in the woods. Yeah, so I had seen a bunch of videos on YouTube of people just going through their gear, and you know, this is America. We're just sort of gear obsessed, and you can buy lots of survival kits that'll come with axes and all kinds of things, but most of those things aren't things I want to have on my back if I'm mountain biking or going on a short day hike. But I wanted to know what I could use that actually worked if I spent the night in the woods. If, you know, say your motorcycle breaks down or your bicycle breaks or you break. Let's say you twisted your ankle on your mountain bike and you were 20 miles from the nearest road. Well, what then? So I wanted to fit everything I could into my day pack that goes with me everywhere so I could survive that test. And there were lots of people listing the gear, but nobody actually spending the night in the woods. So I went and did that, and I'm going to show you what worked and how I did it. So the pack itself is just a little, it holds 3 liters of water, and it's probably, I don't know, just kind of an average size little camelback backpack. I've had it so long that it's faded. It used to be all high-vis yellow, and now it's just kind of slowly turning beige. And so when you're talking about survival, you think fire, shelter, water, and food. And for me, I actually prioritized fire, and it wasn't raining, so the shelter didn't have to be the highest priority. So I thought if I had fire, then I could also get water. And the way you do that is you have something you can boil water in. And in my case, it's a clean canteen. I don't know, it's probably like a 32-ounce bottle. So I went down to the river and put this in the creek, and with that, I can get water to cook with as well as water that's safe to drink. So that was huge, and that's actually what I did. I've always had a little bottle of the potable aqua, or potable aqua. I don't know how to pronounce it. Tablets, these do work, but they taste a little funny, and it takes 15 to 30 minutes for the water to actually purify. So that's a backup plan. I also had a small, Sawyer makes a small water filter you can get at local grocery stores. You can get it at outdoor stores. They're 30 to 40 bucks, and they're about that big. Anyways, so with fire, this is great, but it doesn't help me unless I can make fire. And so I had several ways to do a fire. And one of the ones that I tried was using my glasses as a magnifying glass. I got to my campsite kind of late in the day, and the sun was filtered through the trees, so it wasn't quite cutting it. I do have a little, sometimes map cases will come with a little magnifying glass. It's a soft, flexible one. It doesn't weigh anything. This thing lit up some leaves really quickly in a matter of seconds. It's really very potent and works great. So that is going to stay in my pack for sure. Also, these are never a bad idea to just have some survival, these are called survival stormproof matches. They have a little bit of cotton in there to start a fire with. So that's not a bad idea. It doesn't take up any space. If you want to go real simple, you can't get simpler than that. Every convenience store that you pass will have one of those. I also found on my tarp I had some paracord that had cordage that has a flammable interior. And you can use this. It works all right. You know, you wouldn't be doing this with a flint, but it does light. and stays lit. So everybody has paracord with them, and it's a good idea because you might need it to hang your food bag, build a shelter, all kinds of reasons. But they do sell some that has a flammable core. What else for the fire kit? So I brought a fire steel. These are nice too because they can't get wet. The lighter, if it got wet, wouldn't necessarily do any good. So it's good to have a fire steel just as another backup. Also with the fire kit, I had these little rolls of duct tape. So I would just roll them kind of loosely into little cigars or cigarettes, whatever they want to call these. And when you light these little guys, they actually stay lit for probably 10 minutes. So when you're trying to light smaller kindling, maybe kindling that's damp, little pencil to finger size sticks, it's really good to have little rolls of duct tape for that. Also, I always have, it turns out I used, the dryer was dirty was clean last time, so I didn't have any lint from the dryer. This time I do have some that I'm putting in there. And then also little wood shavings. These happen to be wood shavings from some wood that has a lot of resin in it from the tree sap. So that one, I did a little test and it does light up pretty well. All right, so what else goes in my pack? This also, it's a great way to boil water, but if you don't have any way to get out of the fire, that's not good. So my motorcycle gloves, which are all leather and won't melt, were a great way to be able to handle that. Always have a headlamp with me. Something that came in handy and I wasn't necessarily expecting to need it, hand and toe warmers. That doesn't take up any room in the pack, but if you're spending the night in the cold all night long, definitely a good idea. I always have some nutrition of some sort in the pack with me. So little goo or just any sort of power bar. If you were injured and you needed to, if you were in a ravine or something, like your motorcycle went over a little ledge and you were down there, nobody's going to see you if you're quiet as a mouse. So a little whistle, ow, goes a long way. So that's also always in the pack. If you don't know where you are, we now have the technology. This is a Garmin eTrex 20X. Great little GPS, about 200, 250 bucks, something like that. Works great, and it works when your cell phone will not. Another item, every overnight kit should have a first aid kit of some kind. You know, you get a little cut on your hand when you're trying to start a fire or misusing your multi-tool, and you know, that can get infected and things can turn ugly. So a little first aid kit is a good idea. So one of the things that I was under impressed with that didn't perform great was the actual tarp. And I had seen, you know, every place that sells camping stuff sells all kinds of survival blankets, and I got the good one. And I say good because it's hardier and the material is tougher, but that also adds bulk. It has reflective material on one side, and I pre-tied my cordage to it so that if I need to set this up quick, if it starts to rain, I can set up a shelter between two trees or a heat reflector, as I did the other night, very quickly, in a matter of minutes. Probably 3 minutes or so. But you can see it's pretty bulky. And it takes up, here's my pack, here's the tarp. Kind of, I don't know, bang for the buck, it didn't really hold up that well. Also, the corners that were tied down, I'm sticking my finger through, there was no wind that night. It was, and all the corners that I had tied out, they all ripped. So if it had been windy, this thing would have been just a blanket. And this is, again, this is the good one. This is the durable one. So I think if I was going to I am going to redo this. I'm going to get a nylon that's impregnated with silicone, which is a lot of what my tents are made of. And that thing should fit inside this. So then I can have the whole survival kit in my water container. That will also protect it. If I have any little food items or anything, that will also be in there. So that's my goal, and I'll do another video on that when I make that kit finalized. But yeah, the tarp, the survival blanket tarp, thumbs down. It just, my Aero Stitch jacket is completely waterproof. My helmet is completely waterproof. If I had to sit under a tree with my riding clothes on, I think it would be just as good, really. As a heat reflector, it kind of worked, but you have to build a fire that's so big. Now you're just exhausting yourself, you know, being a pyromaniac, making the biggest fire. My fire was modest. I got heat from it, but it wasn't a huge, and I understand the concept of a reflector, but for the effort and everything, it wasn't, I wasn't blown away with the tarp. A couple other things that did work well. When I was out there, I used tree moss, which in Oregon tends to be everywhere. It's in the juniper out in the central Oregon, in the high desert, and then here on the near the coast, it also grows on the trees everywhere. It not only made great fire starter when it's dry, but it was also my bedding, and I made a bed about that thick, which kept me off the cold ground and probably did more for me, well, definitely did more for me than the tarp. So there's some things that worked for me, and I hope that the information was valuable to you guys. Tell me in the comments, put down something, if you think I forgot something that might keep me alive or keep you alive, that you've actually tested, put it in the comments and maybe I'll add it to the kit. Anyways, thank you again for watching the video, and be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll hopefully take care of my COVID hair soon, so my next video I will look like an adult or something. Anyways, thanks.